What's going on YouTube? Today I want to bring you guys through one of my Magic the Gathering decks that I have built here, and see what you guys think. Plus, give me any pointers. Do you think I need to change something or take some stuff out? But I've been playing Magic probably on and off since, I don't know, probably 15 years old, something like that, and just been collecting cards ever since. So you guys take a look, let me know what you think, and yeah, we'll go forward, maybe do a few more of these if you guys like it. So without further ado, so this is my Stasis deck, right? So I'll show you the cards and then I'll show you how it works, and then we'll do a play test and call it good, okay? So here's one of the first cards I have. This is a Soul Ring. Unlimited Soul Ring. I think it's a beauty, look at that. So, right. We have Jace the Mind Sculptor. Maze of Ith. It's really hard to find one of these in good condition. Most of them are just beat up because they've been played so much. So we'll put the land in a different one. So yeah, and then Gemstone Mine, Kismet. This is part of the lock. Well, this is a lock deck is what you'd call it. So keep in mind that this one's pretty important, so this is part of the lock. Right. And then planes. These are planes from, I think it's World Wake. Maybe that's cool. I can't remember for sure, but pretty cool. I like these ones like that. The other ones that are cool like that are from Unhinged and Unglued. If you guys are a fan of those lands, but those are some of the best land arts that they have out there. Arcane Denial, Alliances, City of Brass, and then probably one of my favorite cards, Force of Will. This is the reason why this one's so good is because you can counter a spell like right off the bat. You don't have to worry about paying the cost. You can just use one life, discard a blue card, and then you can just counter it. So it's like a first turn counter without any land. So it makes this card just awesome. It's almost broken. Peacekeeper. No land. Mana Weak. Very good card there. It's good for a kind of like a second turn counter spell. Hard to counter this. Regular counter spell. Reflecting Pool. Now this is a Japanese Reflecting Pool. Basically what this does is you can use it to add any color land that your mana can produce. Another Kismet. Chronatog. Also another part of the lock for the lock deck. Island. Another counter spell. And there's the Stasis. This is the last card for the lock. Tundra. Very beautiful card. That's it's called a dual land. So you can, when you use your mana to cast a spell, you can use this for either a island or a plains. And the reason why this is so good is because there's no drawback. You can just do it. You don't have to pay life. You don't have to pay tap of the cards like that. You can just throw it on the table, use it as soon as it's in play. Another Force of Will, another Arcane Denial, another Tundra, Island, Stasis, Lotus Petal. This is actually when I started playing around when this came out. So Tempest, you can use this and sack it for any color mana. So 0 casting cost, which makes it pretty cool. Another Kismet. Icy Manipulator. Unlimited. It's a beautiful card. Look at that. But this is pretty cool because you can tap one land into it and use it to tap a target land, an artifact or creature of an opponent's. Plains. Let's see, Brass. This artwork is from Chronicles. Chronicles was an older set from, I think it came out right after Fallen Empires did, but basically didn't have any rares in it. It was all uncommons. If I remember correctly, I could be completely wrong about that, but I think it's the way it was. And then Enlightened Tutor. This is also Japanese, but what it does is lets you go into your deck and pick out a artifact or enchantment and put it on top of the library after you shuffle it. So, the Chronatog. Dissipate. It's a pretty cool counter spell. Lets you remove the card that you counter from the game. Collecting Pool. Another Arcane Denial. Another Force of Will. Another Mana Leak. Counter spell. Island. Chronatog. Enlightened Tutor. Stasis. Kismet. Tundra. Dissipate. And then we have the Mox Diamond. Now, this one, you play this out, and when you play it, you discard a land from your hand and put it in the graveyard, and then this will add any colored mana to your mana pool. But in order to get it to work, you have to discard land, otherwise you gotta bury this. And then, of course, maybe you guys know this one, Tolarian Academy. This adds a blue mana to your mana pool for every artifact you have in play. Chrome Mox. Lets you imprint onto it the card you discard, so it adds the mana to your mana pool. A lot of these are just trying to get them out quick so you can get that lockout. So, the Dissipate, Mana Leak. Mana Leak, yeah. And there's the Enlightened Tutor there that's in English so you can read it. Another one in Japanese. Another Chronatog, Peacekeeper, Gemstone Mines, Counterspell, Collecting Pool, Mana Leak, another Forceful Will, another Gemstone, Dissipate, and Thawing Glaciers. Thawing Glaciers is good. I only got one of them though. I wish I had like two, because it makes it to where you can run all the basic land out of your deck, put it into your hand, get it on the table. Takes a couple turns to get it going, but it's still pretty good. So if you had two running, you always have one like basically on the deck, and the other one is working. So you can just throw them out and get that basic land out of your deck. So all you draw up is playable cards instead of land. So pretty good. And there's the Mox Diamond. This one's English, so it's easy to understand what it does. Another Mox Diamonds, Gemstone Mines, and Stasis. All right, so move that out of the way here quick. Show you what I'm talking about. This lock. Okay, so with a lock deck, basically what you do is you lock your opponent down to where they can't do anything other than just sit there and draw cards up, right? That's the whole point of this. So what you want to do is you want to get these three cards out just as quick as possible, all right? So basically the way you'd play it out is you play this one first, this one second, and that one last. If you have them all three in your hand, that's how you'd play it. So you put the Kismet in play. Let's say you're probably out of mana at that point. So all your players' creatures, lands, and artifacts come into play tapped. So you say, all right, you go. So they go, they draw a card, and they go to play something. Well, they play a land that comes in play tapped, so they can't even use the land to produce any mana to play any cards. So at that point, it's now, they're probably going to say, they'll either attack you, or they'll say, okay, well, I'm done, you can go ahead. So if you have these other two cards in hand, now these only cost 4 together. This one costs 4 just for the one card. So if you got these two, you could play them out at the same time. But basically, you just play these out. And then the Chronatog has a special ability where you can skip your next turn and give him +3/+3. So every time you skip your turn, you don't have to pay this upkeep for the Stasis, because this is a global effect. So every time this card is, every time it's somebody's turn, regardless if it's your turn or somebody else's turn, this will always keep everything tapped in play. So let's say I didn't pay this cost, then I used, say I used this land right here to produce mana. I didn't pay this cost. I can't untap this land during my turn. It will stay tapped. So what I do is I end up skipping my turn to give this guy +3/+3, and then this cost just goes away. I don't have to pay it at all. So I just skip my turn, let the next player go. Now they don't have an untapped step because of Stasis, and anything they play comes into play tapped right here. So they basically end up just, you skip your turn constantly, and they end up drawing their entire deck in their hand eventually. And when you don't have a draw phase, you'll lose. So this is a very powerful deck that was pretty prominent back in the day. A lot of people don't play it anymore because it's type 1, and type 1 is not, it's not really anything anymore other than just go have fun playing cards. The one that's super, the one that's like super played a lot, is type 2. It's a standard. People play tournaments and whatnot playing standard. So I'm not really big in type 2. I just play because I like to have fun. So I'll play whatever, type 1, type 2. But all right, I told you we'd put this all back together, and then we'll give it a shot and see what it looks like. All right. Now this deck's kind of beefy. I think there's like probably 60, a little more than 65 cards in it. But I can't think of anything to take out. I mean, maybe I should take out some stuff and make it a little bit smaller, but like I said, leave some comments in the video if you think some of this stuff is just not necessary. I can try that out, see if this will play better. Because the problem is sometimes I'll get this thing going and it'll win like quickly, or I'll just sit there and draw in the wind, and I'll get get beat pretty fast. So just let me know what you guys think. I'll put this back together real quick, and then we'll get started. I've enjoyed playing Magic for a long time, but recently I really haven't found anybody to game with. So it's still pretty prominent though. A lot of people play this, and they have tournaments. They have big prizes. I think one year they had it in Tokyo, the tournament for the World Championship. The top prize was something like $100,000 or $50,000, something like that, for the guy that won. So, it's grown a lot since it came out. I think it came out in like '93. Some of the older cards are worth a lot of money these days. Black Lotus is like the most expensive card in the game, and depending on what set it comes from, it can be anywhere between, I don't know, probably $10,000 to $100,000, depending on what set it is. So, you might be wondering what I'm doing here. This is called mana stepping. So you take two cards, just two cards, and then you put one land on top like that, and then another land here like that. Basically, what it does is it lets you weave your mana, like mana stepping, mana weaving, whatever you want to call it, but lets you weave your mana cards into your deck so that you can, you can't play it as soon as you do this. You need to shuffle it because, because then you're like setting the deck, I don't know, but shuffle it, and it makes it to where you don't have one big giant pocket of land and one big giant pocket of playable cards with no land when you play the deck. So I don't know, it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't, but when I learned how to do it, I've just been doing it ever since. But you'll see what I mean here in a second. Hopefully this thing will work. as you can see, I have a few extra land, so that means I got probably too much land. I don't know. Alright. So traditionally when you play a game of cards, you offer somebody to cut. You know, they'll cut like so. And you might probably wondering why I got Pokemon deck protectors. Well, at the time when I had all these cards, I didn't have a store close to me. I was probably in I don't know, TDY or something. I don't know. I was probably gone somewhere on a trip, and this is the only deck protectors that they had in the store. So I had to go with that. But hey, whatever. Pokemon's alright. I mean, my kids love it. I never could get into it, but the deck protectors are cool just the same. They serve a purpose, and that is to protect the cards. So I don't care if it's Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z, I'd use it anyway. So anyway, so the next thing is you draw 7 cards, right? So we'll drop our 7 cards here. All right. All right, there's our 7 cards. And we would go, okay? So because we have our Mox Diamond here, we're gonna play that. So we're gonna get rid of this land here. Play out our Mox Diamond, okay? All right, so now we're at that's turn 1 completed. Actually, what do we have here? So we got our Stasis, we got our Chronatog. So we have the lock almost in our hand here, right? Not quite yet, but soon. All right. So what we'll do is we'll play our Enlightened Tutor, and we will go in and get our Kismet. There's our Kismet there. All right. And then you got to shuffle. Of course, you offer the cut to the opponent if they wanted to, and then if they didn't, whatever, but it goes on top of your deck, and then you say go. So their turn's over, do turn 2. So now we're at turn 2, and they are done. All right, so we drew up our Kismet. All right, so now we got a lock in our hand. Look at that, all right. And we're gonna play our Tolarian Academy. So Tolarian Academy doesn't produce any mana right now because we don't have any. At least I don't think it does. Yeah, because we don't have any blue cards in play, so it's just kind of sitting there. All right, so now we're at so now we're finished, and we're going to be at turn 3. Jace. That's turn 3. Done. Turn 4. Counterspell. Done. Turn 5. All right, now we got a mana producer, so we can at least play our Chronatog. All right. So turn 6. Yeah, we got our Soul Ring, so we can play that out. All right, and now we're at turn 7. So now this one will produce 1 blue, or artifact, excuse me, not blue cards. So this one will produce 2 blue, and this one will produce 1, and then this one's producing 2. So now we got 2 blue and a. You got our 2 blue here, and then our so 1 white, and then 2 blue, and so that's 2, 4, 6. So now we got that Kismet and our Stasis. All right. So now we have our lockout, and that's it. So see what I mean though? It's like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it's not really that fast. So I think maybe I might have too many cards in here or something, but because what was that, turn 7, I think. But yeah, that's the Stasis deck. I've always liked the Stasis deck. When this thing works, it works really good, but when it doesn't work, it just sucks. So anyways, that's it. So give me a like and, you know, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Give me comments. Let me know what you guys think about this deck, and see if I need to downsize it, take something out. But thanks for watching. Appreciate it, and y'all have a good one.